All right, everyone, we got Donia right here. Give it up. How did you start going out of your comfort zone to start meeting people?
That's a big one. That's actually huge. That's actually almost the reason why I started in marketing and network marketing as well. It's funny because I don't know who in this room could relate, but I'm a natural born introvert. So I was never meant, quote unquote, meant to be in this industry. I never wanted to, I never planned to. And the biggest thing is exactly like you said, just getting out your comfort zone. When I'm in these social settings, it's not something that is natural to me. It's something that I am comfortable with, but it's not something that's natural to me. And I didn't grow up wanting to always talk to people and wanting to always be in the front of the room or at the attention spot. I don't like attention, okay? And the thing is that in order to grow, you have to constantly push yourself out of your comfort zone. And that basically means doing things that you don't feel necessarily comfortable doing. You have to kind of force yourself and kind of do things that you don't want to do in order to grow.
What made you make that switch? Like, hey, there's an opportunity to go after something and I'm going to go for it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so funny because when we first got into this industry, into trading and network marketing and investing, I knew nothing about it. And it's so funny because before Shania had came to me and told me about it, or kind of we spoke to it together, about like 4 other people told me about the same opportunity and about business, about entrepreneurship. And I kind of looked at it as a sign almost of like, this keeps on popping into my life. Like I have to take some type of action towards it. And ever since I saw, one of my best friends get into it, of course, number one, I'm gonna support. Because if you're not supporting your best friend's business, what are you doing, right? Number one, I'm gonna support, but number two, I saw it as an opportunity for me to do something different. And for me, my plan was always to just go to college, get a degree, get a good job, and work until I was 65. My goal was to get a PhD in physical therapy. And I got my bachelor's degree, and I figured out that that is not what I wanted to be doing. And so I really started off of a whim. I really started off of, you know what, I'm gonna see where this takes me. I never planned for it to be something long-term. I never planned for it to be something that is my full time, which I'm really grateful right now for. But
ooh, give it up. Yeah. That's a big accomplishment right there. Yeah.
But yeah, that's really how I started with it.
And so you have a great community of people, you mentioned that. How do you think that has helped push you to be able to make this your full-time job?
Oh goodness, community is everything. Community is everything. I'm sure a lot of you guys in the room have heard this saying before. Surround yourselves with 5 millionaires, you're gonna be you're gonna be the 6th one. Surround yourselves with 5 bums, you're gonna be the 6th one. And so community is everything. The people who you are around is the most important thing. And for me, I always made it a goal to put myself around good people.
Yeah.
Before I got started within entrepreneurship, I didn't really understand this to a T. I didn't really understand this 100%. I always surrounded myself with good energy people. I never surrounded myself with people that would put me in bad positions. But now that I think about it in an entrepreneurship standpoint, you have to surround yourself with people that, number one, know more than you, okay? Because how else are you gonna learn, right? And number two, are good energy and support you. Because if you are surrounding yourselves with people that are constantly bringing you down or really not at the same level as you, then it's not really gonna benefit you.
I like that a lot. How has your belief changed since you made this shift? Have you been able to think bigger? Have you been able to think differently?
Yeah, absolutely. In the beginning of my journey of entrepreneurship, again, I started off on a whim. So I had very little belief that this was something that was gonna be long-term for me. I really started because I wanted to see if it just worked. As I saw other people's success around me grow, I was like, okay, if they are able to do it, absolutely 110%, I am able to do it and then maybe exceed even more, right? And so as I kept on putting myself around these people, as I kept on going to different events, as I kept on talking to other people that had this success in the same industry, I had more and more and more belief. And it's really about what you talk to yourself about, right? It's really the thoughts that goes on in your head. It's really how you speak to yourself every single day. And the more that you tell yourself that you can do something, the more that you believe that, even if you don't believe right now, the more that you tell yourself that, you know what, I can do this, this is something that I can accomplish, this is something that I'm meant for, the more likely it is for you to be successful in it. And it really is a crazy thought, because my whole journey, I really lied to myself about if I could do this or not. I really did, you know? In any entrepreneurship journey, there's gonna be ups and downs. There's gonna be times where you are like, you know what, this is lit, this is amazing, I'm having fun, I'm making money. And then there's also gonna be times where you're like, shoot, like, what am I doing? Or like, where am I going? And as long as you keep on telling yourself subconsciously, you know, you can do this, you're gonna do great, it's gonna work out, eventually it will, so.
So who are some of the people that you've seen like on a stage that you're like, whoa, like I can, if they can do that, like that is exactly what I want to do, like I can do that.
I would say one of my very, very first events, it was actually out in Miami.
Okay.
And it was in a Life by Design event. And there were a lot of leaders in, you know, our company and iMastery Academy that were on stage and they were speaking, and a lot of them I knew personally.
Yes.
Some of them I knew personally that went to the same college as me, that came from the same town as me. And that's what really got it into my head. You know, that's what really did it for me. It was amazing to see the fact that I could have friends 1 year and we're doing, you know, college stuff 1 year, and then 2 years later they're on a whole nother level and they're speaking on stage and they're impacting lives. And for me, that's the most amazing, because I could, of course, yes, I could see somebody like Eric Thomas, or I could see somebody like, you know, Alex Morton on stage, and they're impacting people and they're speaking to people, and I could be inspired and motivated by that, but I'm mostly inspired by the people that I've seen grow, that I've seen go from point A to point B. That's what I'm most inspired by.
I like it, a little point A to point B shout out, right?
Yeah. You're welcome.
Yeah, I think you're growing together is one of the coolest things in the world.
Yeah.
Entrepreneurship could get lonely, but that's why I like what you all do here, is because you are growing together and you have a community of people that you take in, you mentor, you help out. And then you go to these other events where you're meeting all these other people. I just have so much respect for that. So give me one last word that you would give to people who want to get started in entrepreneurship, and tell everyone where they could find you.
Okay, cool. Well, you can find me on Instagram, real.drose. There's a lot of fake pages though, so you know what? Just come to me after and then we'll exchange Instagrams. It's a lot. But last thing that I could probably leave everybody with is actually one of my favorite quotes. I used to go by this a lot, and it goes, "You are art, create yourself over and over and over again," hence why we're in a gallery. But what that means is that whatever path you're on right now, it does not mean that you have to stay on that path. It does not mean that you are just destined for one sole thing, unless that's what you want to do. But the fun thing about life is that you can continuously try different things. You can continuously go through different paths and find yourself in different areas of life where you probably might feel more happier in this area than the other, whatever the case is. And so that's my favorite thing, is that if you are doing something right now, maybe you might not like it completely. You have options, no matter how young and no matter how old you are. You have options to, you know, try something else or add something else onto your plate. So that is something that I personally had to go by when I first started. Yeah.
I like it. All right, give it up.
Thank you so much.